going on, guys? Welcome to Bills and Bourbon. Finally, get to talk about a dub today, a sweet dub. Probably one of the best teams to beat out of all 32 teams. If I'm being honest. Nothing is sweeter than watching Patrick Mahomes act like he is 2 years old. God, that was so satisfying. But welcome to another episode of Bills and Bourbon. I'm your host, Zach. This is my co-host, my dad, Dean the Dream.
Hey, everybody.
And what do we got for bourbon today, Dad?
Well, today we have it's called Penelope, and it's got 4 grains in it. It's corn, rye, wheat, and malted barley. It is aged 26 months in charred New American oak barrels, and I actually got it for a Christmas gift, and that's how much is left of it. So we had a pretty good time with it, and it's pretty good. So that's what we'll be having tonight.
That's how you can always tell if a bourbon is good. The bottle
Yeah,
is empty.
we hit it pretty hard right off the bat.
I'm sure. Because once you get going with the bourbon, it just
It
just
tastes
one
better.
more.
It
Just
tastes
one
better
more.
as you go.
Yep. And these
Of
little
course, you feel it in
glasses.
the morning.
Yep.
So we'll cheers. We'll cheers to yes, Patrick, and even today, Andy Reid was still whining about it. It's
Yep.
I wish I could be there and say, hey Andy, did you happen to watch any of the Bills games this year? Did you happen to watch the Philly game where Josh got horse collared, slammed to the ground, and then got called for intentional grounding? It's like you know, finally we're on the right end of the deal. Because generally, as Bills fans, most of the time we're not.
Right.
And that it doesn't matter if you're an inch or 2 feet. The rule is if you're lined up in the neutral zone, it's a penalty. Now, yes, the refs generally don't call it, or they give them a little warning, move back. But the flag flew.
Let's take a step back here. All right.
Okay.
It was obviously most of the Bills fans are gonna know, right? So it was second and 10.
Yes.
It was the Chiefs' ball with a minute 40-ish left. Patrick Mahomes throws the ball to Travis Kelce. He laterals it to Kadarius Toney, and they run in for a touchdown. And it is negated by a offensive offside penalty. So there's not many of them, but that is when a offensive player is lined up in the neutral zone or farther.
Mm-hmm.
Which the fact that there is a debate on whether or not this call should have been made is ridiculous. You see Bear, he's got a bed, but he's going to sleep under the Christmas tree. What a bum. All right. So the fact that this is probably one of maybe 2 or 3 penalties within the league that is not at the discretion of the official. There's like 2 penalties. There's false start, offsides, and delay a game. Those are like the only penalties where it's like once this happens, that's a penalty. It's not like pass interference where the official needs to make a decision,
Right.
or whether or not he thinks or she thinks that it's a foul. This is clear as day. Now I'm going to pull up a picture for everybody who didn't see it. And if these teams one team's uniform was black and one team uniform was white, and you showed this to anybody who knows football, you undeniably can say that this is offsides.
I know.
Can you not?
Look at where the ball is, and look at where his
So,
foot is.
so the ball is on the, what is it? This is the 50.
It'd be like the 49.
49 and a half. Okay. So everybody who was arguing about it saw the picture with the digital line of scrimmage. This shows where the ball actually is at. He's almost a full half a yard ahead of the center.
And I believe the reason why that green line is there is because their tackles were lined up farther back than they were supposed to be too. That was another debate.
Yeah, this is actually a illegal formation. This right tackle is not. Hang on one second.
He's almost a yard and a half back off the ball.
I know.
Not that.
So this picture, this cat has been talked about multiple times though. This right tackle right here. So that should be a legal formation. And Kadarius Toney is clearly offsides. If you're watching the broadcast, from the broadcast angle, you cannot see the football because Kadarius Toney's head is in the way. Now, Patrick Mahomes acts like a child. He goes and he bitches about it to Josh Allen, probably on the bad end of most ridiculous calls. Like you alluded to earlier, the horse collar penalty that turned into a intentional grounding on Josh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fact that he even thought that he should say something about it to Josh Allen is beyond me.
I know.
It's beyond.
And like you said, there's no delineation. You are offside. You are a half a yard in front of the ball. It's a penalty. There's no debate. It doesn't matter if it's first and a half yard at the fucking goal line or 5-yard line during the Super Bowl. It's a penalty.
Right.
And the guy called it.
Right.
Half of the time when we get screwed, it's on the discretion of the ref, and this isn't like that. This is, you're offside. He threw the flag. You saw the flag go up in the air the second he snapped the ball.
Yes.
The flag went right up in the air. And I thought Miller was offside. That
was on the next play.
Well, even on but when they scored, I couldn't. I was like, here we go again. Memories of the home run throwback. Immediately flooded my brain. Except this was clearly a lateral, and Kelsey, it was no doubt it was a sick play, but there was a penalty on it, so it goes down as not a play. Sorry.
Yep. So Patrick Mahomes goes ahead and bitches to Josh Allen about it. Then 20 minutes later, after he showered and changed, he goes to the press conference, which you are talking to the entire football world at that point. You're not just talking to whoever. And he goes on to say that the refs took away a great play from the legacy of Travis Kelce and blah, 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 blah. And just like you said, this penalty happened before, as soon as the ball was snapped. Nobody knew the outcome of the play. Nobody knew that the play was going to be what it was.
Right.
So would that be an argument if they threw an offensive offside penalty and Patrick Mahomes threw that ball incomplete?
No.
Nobody would say anything. So the fact that we're here talking about a correct penalty and why it shouldn't have been called and there should be warnings and stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So every Bills fan out there, I want you to cherish this moment because this does not happen where we get to sit here and smile at what is in the media because it is hilarious. We all
Yes.
know that we're always on the receiving end of these BS calls and the game of the year and all this shit. Enjoy this moment while it lasts.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I
fantastic.
mean, so, and then you have to remember, it was still 2nd and 15. They had 3 more plays to get to Butker's range. 3 more plays. And
Absolutely.
Von Miller got to him, kind
Mm-hmm.
of forced it. And then Oliver knocked one down. And then Floyd got to him on 4th down. I mean, it's not like the game ended. You
No,
still had 3 plays for the
you still
fantastic, the greatest quarterback of all time, Patrick Mahomes. He still had his boy Kelsey there, and they didn't have to go what they have to go 15 yards to get into Butker's range,
Yep,
and
that's
they
correct.
couldn't do it. So
No,
the
they
game
couldn't.
didn't end on that play. You had
No,
3 more tries, and you didn't get it done. So that's even, that's even more.
right.
You had 3 more chances.
Yeah, that penalty did not end
It
the
happened
game.
on 2nd down.
Oh
And
my gosh, dude. Honestly, if this was any other quarterback too, they would be getting killed by the media. Any other quarterback, I'm convinced that Patrick Mahomes is the only quarterback
it's
that
his
can complain about a real penalty and people can be on his side. If Josh Allen went up there and said, "You know what? Why I don't understand why they called 12 men on the field. It didn't affect the play any." People would be like, "What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about?" But he doesn't do that. The refs ain't gonna be like, hey, Sean, you sent 12 guys out there. Take one of them off. Take one of them off before we'll give you a warning. What
exactly.
what are we doing? What are we doing? Take the
Well,
warnings out. You get
you
no warnings on anything then. Like, what is it? What is the problem? Like,
you get now you know that he's so used. The Chiefs and Mahomes are so used to getting all the calls in their favor,
mm-hmm.
and they're pissed because last week against the Packers, there was it was pass interference. There was
That
no
was
doubt, but they
right. They
didn't
got
call it. Just like they don't call it on, just like they do with us. And so he said, "Well, I held it in last week. I didn't say anything, and but it happens to us every game. There's 1 or 2 calls. I mean, in that Philly game, okay, you had the fumble that AJ Brown caught that ball
mm-hmm.
and he dropped it. Game over. Oh no, he didn't have possession. There was, and just the horse collar. Are you kidding me? Then the pass interference going across the middle for
You don't
Sherfield.
yeah.
You got to be kidding me. But you didn't
Interference
see,
on you
you
don't
didn't
even
hear
have to know
McDermott
it was
say
in
anything. You didn't hear Josh say anything.
the game.
These guys, and like I said, or like you said, enjoy it, baby, because it's great
It is
to
great.
see.
know, and you can judge character by somebody in their bad moments, in their worst moments, not in their happiest moments. And Josh Allen, every single 13 seconds might be one of the most heartbreaking losses for an offensive player ever because you are helpless. And for him to still walk out there after that, give Patrick Mahomes a big hug, be cordial, and for him to do that back the way he did today, I mean, I had respect for Patrick Mahomes. I did. I didn't like him just from a pure competitive standpoint, but I respected him and what he was about and his game. I do not respect what he did and he came out and he gave an apology today.
Yeah, today
But
he
look,
came an apology, and
I
somebody,
told you that yesterday. He's gonna watch this video and he's gonna say, "Man, I looked like a fucking ass,"
yeah, and he did.
and he
He
did.
absolutely did. And
Mhm.
like I said, his followers are going to say, "Oh, it's Patrick's competitive nature," and the people who aren't his followers are like, "Look at the fucking baby, acting like a 2-year-old, screaming at the refs. You lost. Take it like a man."
Right. And people who are defending him, I mean, if Josh went up on the podium and cried like that, I would lose respect for Josh Allen. I mean,
And
that's just
and
how it is. On
and
a
the
human
national
level,
media would tear him apart.
right. He's the
He's getting
classiest
tear,
player
he's
in the
getting torn
league. Yeah, he's getting torn apart
he's
anyway.
getting torn apart now. He's if by far the best quarterback in the league. He throws picks, but he carries that team on his back.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's
Here's something else that I want to show you guys.
mind-boggling.
This, you know what else is sad is that we are talking about a penalty when we may have seen a play that saved the Bills season. Like this play right here is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Let's see here. All right. Let's watch this play here.
Look at him. He's going backwards.
Unreal.
Yeah, and they tried hard. They tried hard to friggin' make it like he didn't catch it. They reviewed that thing for a long time.
Yeah, they did.
And I'll admit it was close.
It was close. It was close. But the people who dog on Josh Allen, right? So he is rolling to his bad side.
To his left. There's
To
4
his left.
guys chasing him.
He's going to flip his hips right here. He's going to pump fake. And he's all right. He still has the ball right here. He's throwing it to this guy.
Yes.
That is unreal. Oh my God.
And then he fucking dropped it. That's the classic build. And look at here, right here. There's our man Gabe Davis got his hand on the ball and can't fucking grab it.
Well, it went out of bounds. That was the best thing that could have happened.
Yeah.
Best thing that could have happened. But
getting to the rest of the game. I mean, once again, we came out, we looked great down the field.
Mm-hmm.
Touchdown. James Cook's looking great. Josh gets, makes that beast move, runs whatever 8-10 yards, gets pushed in. Kansas City can't do crap. And then all of a sudden, boink, they botched badly with 2 minutes at the end of the first half. There was like 2 minutes and 13 seconds left. We get the ball. They should have ran a running play and let the clock run down to the 2-minute warning. And then, no, they throw it. Then they throw it again. They take like 6 seconds off the clock and leave Mahomes time to Joe Brady. That was bad, real bad.
So I've been pretty happy with what Joe Brady has done. But sometimes I agree, the situational play calling, even at the end of the game.
Yeah.
If they could have successfully ran, they needed what? 1 first down, 1 or 2 first downs by running the ball, because Kansas City only had 1 or 2 timeouts. Kansas City, they probably could have kept Kansas City from having the ball. But that goes back to Sean McDermott. And I'm happy that they won, and he looked relieved as hell. I don't know if you saw that. at
Well,
the end
yeah,
of the
but
game.
still,
But
they
still.
came back. We scored 6 points in the second half,
Hmm.
and they
And
came right. It's like we can't make adjustments. Teams always
well,
make adjustments against us. Like Kansas City came out right down the field, touchdown, and then even that last drive again. We're playing. He's saying I watched this. They were blitzing Mahomes a lot, and it wasn't as much as I thought it was. It was only like 9 times, but I thought it was more.
what? No way. They were bringing a linebacker on every single play, it seemed like.
Well, whatever he said, but they were Mahomes was picking them apart. You gotta stop doing that, and you can't play that soft fucking zone at the end of the game. There's no doubt. I'm not gonna lie. I expected them to right down the field, and I for sure thought they were going to tie it. And
Yeah.
in the back of my mind, I'm thinking they're going to win. They're going to win. That's just what happens to us. And
Mhm.
and they were going down the field. Now people will say, "Oh, they actually did lose." It's like, no, they didn't lose. The play didn't count. But I'm not going to lie. After so many of the same games. We're winning. There's a minute left, a minute and a half left. That would have been our 4th game that we blew this year.
Well, I
Inning
think yeah.
with
I
under 2 minutes in the game.
yeah. So
It's a pattern.
it is a pattern, and I think that winning this game like this is better for the team than if they went out and dropped 40 on them and killed them, because they needed some sort of confidence or something to know that they could stop a defense when they needed to. So it was great to see Ed Oliver, fucking unreal stud.
He's I mean, that dude's playing. They just paid him, and he's playing like a guy who just got paid. He is right. I mean, and so the other guy, Leonard Floyd, what a pickup. I mean, the dude, he's he's always pressuring the quarterback. And that
Always.
Epinesa made a great play with the pick, you know.
He's
And
got he has the most batted balls in the league.
he's a big boy, and we're probably not going to keep him because
I
he's
don't
in his.
know.
Well, he's going to want a lot of money. He's
Well,
going to want some bucks. People are going to go after him. It just depends on if the Bills got the money to try and throw at him.
Mm-hmm. Von looked a little better too.
Yeah.
He didn't have the brace on his leg. He looked like he was pretty quick off the ball. So maybe
And
he is going to get there. Maybe he is going to get there.
well, this is the time
This
when
is the
we
time.
always wanted him to get there. Is right
This
now.
right, exactly. This is why we signed Von Miller for this part of the season, this part of the year.
Yep.
So if he's
And
going to be on the up and up at this time, fuck it, right? I complained about it a lot for the last 12 games, but if he's going to come on and make a difference for these last 4, sign me up.
we got Dak there. Dak's not very mobile. Prescott,
he's
not very
mobile
mobile,
enough. He's
but
mobile
he's
enough. They killed the Eagles. They
I
beat the
know.
shit out of the Eagles, man. But they also haven't traveled anywhere in like a month, and they play in pristine conditions.
Yes, they do. I was looking at the weather. It's going to be warm. In relative Buffalo terms.
Well, you think about they're coming from Dallas, inside, temperature
Sunday,
controlled, 72 degrees.
48. It's going to be 48.
No, yeah, but it's also 425 game, so it gets dark at 420.
Yeah, 15% chance of rain.
So what
So
is it going to be at sunset? It's not going to be no 48, I'll tell you that. It's going to be 30 something.
yeah,
And that's cold enough for them boys.
yeah, with Miami blowing it last night, which was another heavenly, lovely, wonderful thing to watch.
Oh my God, that was great.
It's getting a little tighter. If we beat the Cowboys, then they better look out because we got the Jets. No, Patriots. We got the Chargers. Herbert, broken finger. He's done. I don't even know who their quarterback is. Then we got
Miami.
No. We got 3 games. We have Chargers,
Dallas,
Patriots at home, Miami. Dallas, and then Miami.
Yeah.
So we beat Dallas. We go to 8-6, and then we take out the Chargers and the Patriots. Now you're 10-6, and Miami's got Baltimore and Dallas. It could come down to that game. They better. Well, I know they're praying that Dallas beats us. Because if we lose to Dallas, they're still in it because Jets could lose 3 out of their last 4 games, or Miami could lose 3 out of their last 4 games.
Easy.
Against Baltimore, against Dallas, and against us.
So we went through and we talked about this a couple weeks ago. We went through and we picked who was going to win for the rest of the Miami schedule. And we picked them to win this week against the Titans.
Yes.
And at that point, we would still, from what we determined, would still be playing them for the AFC East, because if we tie them in record, we have the tie break.
Yes.
So they only need to lose 2 more games. And so they have to have 1 more loss, and then we're going to beat them. That's it.
And if Tyreek Hill was out, I mean, it would have been over for him.
Yeah, who do they have?
They looked like holy crap while he was gone.
So next week they have the Jets.
And the Jets, they play them tough always.
The Jets, what does this ticker say?
33-30. No, they beat up on who'd they beat up on?
They scored 30. Zach Wilson threw for 300 yards or something.
Houston they beat.
Oh yeah, they beat Houston.
Look,
yeah, they better beat
the Steelers. Oh my God.
So overall, this was a great week for the Bills. Overall, this was a really good week for the Bills.
It was. The Bengals, I don't know what their guy, that kid's playing good for them.
Yeah,
and they got a good team. And I thought when Burrow left, got hurt, I thought they were done, but he's playing well.
I have this conversation with a lot of people all the time. That's the difference between the Bills team and some of these other teams like the 49ers, Miami, the Bengals. If you take away Josh Allen, and this is my argument for MVP, if you take away Josh Allen and you plug in Jake Browning, he's not throwing for 350 yards 2 games in a row. I'm telling you that right now. The Bills would stink without Josh Allen, even with everybody else on the team still. Same everything else. The Bills would
stink. The MVP, it doesn't work that way. It goes with the guy who wins, has got the best record, the most yards, whatever, like Dak. They said right now he's the forerunner for MVP. But like you said, if you take Josh out of the equation, Bills are nothing.
Mm-mm.
And that's what the MVP should be.
Josh Allen leads the league in total touchdowns and total offensive yards. Nobody is ahead of him. He has more touchdowns by himself than 25 other teams in the NFL. Think about that. And he is not even in the top 5 for fucking MVP betting. Tua Tagovailoa is 5th, and he's had 0 touchdowns yesterday. MVPs don't have 0 touchdown weeks. They don't do that.
No, Tua was the darling. He still is, but you today I watched Good Morning Football, and there was they were like, your team can't just go in the shitter because your wide receiver leaves. You're supposed to be able to overcome that kind of shit. And they got it. They thought they were going to win. They're doing the fucking celebrations in the end zone. They're doing all that shit. And that kid, what's his name, Levis, brought him back.
Mm-hmm.
Hopkins was a beast. They couldn't cover Hopkins.
Hopkins is really good. Could you imagine if they figured out how to do that? Think about that guy running out on the other side of Diggs inside of Gabe Davis.
Yeah, well, he was in the mix, but they didn't want to pay him. That was what he said. After the game, they said, all these other teams passed on you. The interview, and he's like, well, now they see what they're missing. He says, I'm going to ball out every game.
He said he wanted to go to a contender, but he lied. He wanted to get paid.
He wanted to go to money, just like John Rahm.
Yeah, John Rahm signs with Liv, which I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. I thought they were merging.
Well, it's kind of stagnant now, and some people are saying he did that purposely to force the PGA's hand, and that they'll be able to play tournaments with But whatever, we're on the Bills wagon here, and Josh, he threw another pick, which was a bad pick because that really turned the momentum of the game. You can't be doing that. And you just didn't see the guy, and he was forcing the ball again, trying to make the play. And he got picked off. And it was like, dude, what are you doing? But that's him. It's always going to be him.
Honestly, at this point, I'm fine with 1 turnover. You have to be, because Josh isn't going to play perfect football, but he is going to freaking keep you in the game. It does
all out. There's no doubt.
He is unreal. I don't know what Ken Dorsey really was doing, because he looks like a totally different person, like all around everything.
And how about the back? What
James
the hell
Cook.
is that? Huh?
Oh, Ty Johnson?
Yeah. I mean, that guy's big, and for the life of me, I don't understand where friggin' Fournette is. Why even sign him? They don't activate him, and they're not gonna sit down Murray. The guy's a veteran.
Well, that's the guy that needs to sit.
I know, but he's a veteran, and he hasn't had some good games. But if you got
he's had some
Lenny or whatever they call him,
right, and also Leonard Fournette is younger. Leonard Fournette's only like 28 years old.
Yeah.
So what coming to when Murray got signed, what did you think of what were your thoughts of Latavius Murray? What did you know about
Well, they wanted a bigger back. James Cook's not big. Murray's big, and he had some good years. I mean, he was a good back, but he's got a little age on him now.
Okay, right. So he had some good years. Okay, now I'm gonna now Leonard Fournette. What do you think about when you think of Leonard Fournette?
I think about him winning the Super Bowl in Tampa.
He has a nickname. He's got a nickname, Playoff Lenny. When they won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady, he went nuts during that postseason.
He did. And he's a big guy, too. It's not like you're losing.
Might be bigger than him.
Yeah, I don't understand it. You never hear anything either.
No, I follow Leonard Fournette on Twitter. And he says that he's ready to go. He knows the playbook. He tweets out, Bills Mafia, I'm coming. But like this man he's 28 years old.
Steve.
228 pounds. And he runs a 4.5. How has he not won the job from Latavius Murray? Like, I understand Latavius Murray led the players only meeting and whatever, but like that is a homer mentality. That's not how it works. If you are not the best option we have to win the game, you don't play. That is how it should work. I hate this high school, everybody gets a try type mentality. I don't understand it.
It's the Bills are a love fest. They love everybody. All everybody that's starting, they love them, and they don't want to. Maybe they'll. You never know. In case maybe because somebody gets hurt But James Cook too. They start to get first half, they're running the ball like crazy, and then the second half, they don't do it. It's like, what? Why? I don't know. Why you change? And he was catching the ball. He was looking good, man.
That dude can fly.
Man. Yeah, he's going to be good. It took a little while, but
he is. He's gonna be good. But the one thing about him is he cannot pass protect at all. That is why he plays.
Yeah,
that's why. Because James Cook, nothing, can't do it.
It's too small.
Too small.
He just gets knocked out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
But
you got cat problems?
No. She's got that pipe cleaner. Okay. You've been eyeing up the curtains lately.
Oh yeah. I got one right here sleeping.
I see that.
But all right, guys, is that all we got, Dad? Or we got anything else we got to talk about?
Just a big game against America's team coming in.
And so we'll talk about that. The Bills are 2-point favorites now.
Marty told me they were 1.5-point favorites. I'm like, how?
So generally, with betting,
3 points.
You get 3 points at home.
Yep.
So on a neutral field, they're basically saying it's a pick 'em. It's they got the Cowboys essentially by 1 point, essentially. So
they got CeeDee Lamb who's tearing it up.
Yeah, honestly, Rasul Douglas has been awesome.
Yeah, and then they got that tight end there. Their tight end, that Ferguson kid, he's tearing it up too. And they got that Tony Pollard, but
they're a good football team.
Their defense is good.
Their defense
Parsons is going to be a problem.
He is going to be a problem. But all you have to do is keep Josh on his feet, because they might have a good defense, but you cannot guard them guys for as long as Josh can run around. He can create so much time that is where they're going to win the game. Josh is going to be running all over the place, scrambling out. That's just what it's going to be. So, we'll see. We'll see. I'm confident.
Beat the Dallas Cowboys, and then it's game on, baby, for the rest of the year.
If the Bills, I'll say it right now, if the Bills beat the Dallas Cowboys, they're going to make the playoffs. And I'll tell you what, you do not want to come to Buffalo and play a wild card game. You do not want to be in the way of them this year, because they're on a mission.
They were saying that Daquan Jones, he might be back.
Yeah, that's right. I did see that.
And then and one thing I do believe we got to do is we're going to have to address safety issues, because Hoyer and Hyde they're getting old. They're getting banged up every game. I mean, Hyde's out again.
He had a stinger, and I'm pretty sure
he missed half the game.
I don't know if he plays anymore.
Yeah, he's got the neck issue. Yeah.
I don't know if he plays anymore. And I agree. You can't, again, just because we love them,
Yep.
we can't, because they're a liability. They're a liability. The
No,
touchdown that Hurts threw to the back of the end zone,
yep.
Micah jumped. It looked like he jumped this fucking high.
Yeah,
That
but
would not have been caught.
and he even McDermott said that there was no way anyone should have gotten behind our safety. He said he didn't call him out by name, but he said he should have never. And that guy was a scrub. Had like 5 catches all year.
Yeah, that was his only catch.
But we did have a nice win. We got to watch Patrick cry like a little baby. There's a meme on there. It says on TikTok, there's Miami Dolphins driving to work, and they show and they're looking in the side view mirror, and it's Josh's face looking at him. Here we come, boys.
Yeah, I'm telling you too, because that would be, because would Miami still make the playoffs if they don't win the division?
I don't know. Because at the end of remember we played them. We played them at the end of the year and we beat them, and then they came here again for the playoffs.
And we beat them.
And we beat them. Yeah, Josh owns them. And
Yeah,
we smoked them this year.
Oh, they killed them. They killed them. But I'm just glad to see. I'm glad to see Josh being Josh. That's all. And that's all he needs. So with that, that's all we got, guys. Like, subscribe, share,
leave a comment.
Leave a comment. And we've been averaging about 15 to 16 views a video. No, not bad. Some people watching. So
maybe we're growing on people.
Yep. Check out Dad and I on Twitter. We like to share our thoughts during games, yelling at people. So, could be some entertainment for you. So
yeah, I do some.
We'll see you guys next week after the Cowboys game.
Hopefully, we're talking. If we're talking after a victory, well, oh man, things are heating up big time then.
Big time. Oh yeah. I'm excited for it.
Me too.
All right, guys. Go Bills.
Take care.